Hi, I'm Eric Barker. I'm the author of Barking Up the Wrong Tree. I don't hear a lot of people advocating lack of confidence. So, confidence, absolutely. A lot of the research shows that confidence is extremely powerful, almost frighteningly powerful, because one study showed that when people where people looked at others who had a track record, so a baseball player who has a great batting average or a stock trader who has great returns, when choosing which candidate they would like, they actually picked the people who were more confident over the people who had better track records, which doesn't seem to make much sense, but it shows you emotionally how much confidence affects us. It's huge. But that leads to the very tricky question of, should we fake it? Should we fake it till we make it? And obviously, in a one-off situation like a job interview or a first date, there's a huge temptation to act a little more confident than you might be. But we need to look at the longer term in terms of career, in terms of life success. And that's where we start to see the other side of things, which is that confidence, if you're faking it, well, unless you're a fantastic actor, over time, people are going to see through it. People are going to figure out what's more real. If you're in the business of deceiving people about what you're like, you're probably going to be found out. And across the board, sports teams, relationships, work environment, the trait that people value the most is trustworthiness. And trust is something that is difficult to gain, very easy to lose. So if you're running around trying to fool people, over the long haul, you're probably not going to succeed. Now, what's even more interesting is the lesser known negative to faking it till you make it is Dan Ariely at Duke University did some research, and he found out that when we try to deceive others, we often actually end up deceiving ourselves. When people in a controlled study were given a test, and some people were given the opportunity to cheat on the test, and they didn't think this was being noticed by the researchers. When they're given the opportunity to cheat on the test, obviously they did better. They did better than they should have. But the really interesting result was that when these people were later asked, how do you think you would do on this sort of test in the future? They thought they would do great. They thought they would do even better. They hadn't done well. They hadn't shown their skills, but they had been given this confidence by cheating. And you can just see that when you deceive other people, you start to deceive yourself. You're going to start to believe you have confidence when you shouldn't. And that's a really dangerous thing to have, is to think that you're more skilled than you are, because in the long term, that can lead to disastrous consequences. But there is an answer that we can use, and that is that other research shows that when you attempt to show your best self, you end up showing your true self. So what's really interesting is if you try to just be yourself on your best day, not trying to be this acting like this, perfect platonic form of confidence. How do you feel when you're on your best day? That helps you actually act in a way that's authentic, to be more confident, but it also shows people the true you. So you can come to a level of confidence that's natural without faking it.